You know, there's often these, what's the best way to put them? Urban legends when it comes to movies. Did you hear that they were going to make a so-and-so movie? And every once in a while, the rumor pops up, and then eventually it passes into myth and to legend, like the opening of Lord of the Rings. It's not a real thing. But one of those movies that has basically become an urban legend is starting about 7 years ago. There was some talk and chatter about them wanting to do a Gladiator a Gladiator sequel. A Gladiator sequel. And most people said for why and laughed it off, and then it disappeared. And then a couple of years later, kind of rumblings of it surfaced again. A few months ago, Ridley Scott even kind of said, no, I really want to do it. But I don't think any of us really thought it was going to happen. Well, guess what? It's news now. They are indeed moving forward with a Gladiator sequel, and they've even got themselves a lead, apparently. This comes to us from the folks at the Hollywood Reporter, who said this: Ridley Scott is readying his long gestating Gladiator sequel with Normal People star Paul Mescal in negotiations for the film's lead role. The Paramount project is set to follow up Scott's Best Picture winning 2000 feature, which followed Maximus Decimus Meridius Russell Crowe, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life and the next. A former general who is forced into being a common gladiator under the rule of Commodus, being Joaquin Phoenix. The basic idea of this, though, is in the original film, of course, Lucilla, who is the emperor's daughter, a former love flame for Russell Crowe.
Connie Nielsen.
Played by Connie Nielsen, Wonder Woman's mom, had a son, Lucius, who, of course, Joaquin Phoenix's Commodus threatened to kill. Well, apparently, the new film is based on Lucius. And bring up that picture again just for a second there, Jonathan. Once I read that, and I think I'd heard that before, and then I look at this guy, I'm thinking, I totally buy that this is the older Lucius. So look, there had been rumors over the years about them doing a Gladiator sequel, and somehow the gods send Maximus back from the afterlife and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of us are like, come on. I will say this. This story interests me. The idea of following this up now with Lucius and seeing what happens with him later on and having that as the main character. Because I think like everybody else, we're like, nah, the gods send Maximus back. Come on. This one could actually be interesting. Now, look, Ridley Scott has had let's say a mixed bag the past 10 plus years or so.
That's one way to put it.
He's had a couple of big misses, a couple of really good ones. Martian, for example,
good.
One of the best films of the past 10 years. But I think this one actually sounds pretty cool. So I am no longer rolling my eyes at the idea of a Gladiator sequel, because this one could actually be interesting. I know, Rob, look, you were a huge fan of the original Gladiator. Huge. I know you're like me, that you have not loved some of the ideas we've heard about a Gladiator. But what do you think about this approach?
Well, you did bring up the script just now. I believe that Nick Cave wrote it, that Gladiator script, if memory serves. And it was about that, the gods of Olympus sending back. I was like, I don't know about that. But this is interesting because what is the legacy? Like, I always wanted to know, once Maximus kills Commodus in the ring, like, who takes over? Does Rome stay is it still imperial? Does it become a republic again? Because they're all, I don't know, but I like this idea, and I've always loved. One of my favorite things in life is the BBC miniseries I, Claudius, that deals with the succession of the Caesars. So I think this is really interesting. Like, what kind of a man does Lucius grow up to be? In the shadow of Maximus and Commodus, his uncle, and what does he do for Rome, and where are we at? And I think it could be a really interesting movie that reflects our time now. How does democracy die with thunderous applause? I mean, there's a lot of great stuff that could happen in this. I'm excited. Look, it depends on the script. Yeah, Ridley Scott needs to have a great script to work from.
And I have to admit, I'm not familiar with Paul Mescal's work.
Oh, he's wonderful.
So I was going to actually throw it over to you, Chris, because what do you think about this new notion of a sequel, and what do you think about Mescal possibly being cast in this?
Well, as you know, to the chagrin of the internet, I have never seen Gladiator. I have never seen this film.
God,
I know.
Every
time I bring it up, everyone's like, "What's wrong with you?" I just haven't seen it. I was younger when it came out, and I just never got around to it. But I hear wonderful things, and you all obviously really love it.
Because you were only only 3 when this movie came
I
out.
was a wee babe. And so Paul Mescal, though, is wonderful. He was in a series called Normal People that was really, really well received, beautifully done. He's in The Lost Daughter that had Olivia Colman last year. She got nominated, I believe, for an Oscar for that
movie
as well.
was fantastic.
Really, really well done. And he's great in it. The scene that they have together, which is the two of them drinking and kind of cutting it up, and she's talking about her daughter and everything, is really, really lovely. He's a fantastic actor who's fairly new to the scene. He's only got, I think, about 10 credits under his name. He started working fairly recently, but gosh, he's good. Or at least I say he's been working recently. We know of his work as of late, right? But he's really, really good. So I think with a director like Ridley Scott, I mean, this has a lot of potential.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about the idea of a Gladiator sequel, understanding that premise that none of us liked for a long time seems to have been replaced? Are you open for it? Maybe you're like Chris. Maybe you've never seen the original Gladiator, which I'm envious of you if you have not, because you still get to watch it for the very first time. Whatever your guys' thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Guys, we want to take a second and thank the sponsor of this video, Helix Sleep. Guys, let me tell you, just a couple of days ago, Ann and I received our Helix mattress, and it is the best mattress we have ever slept on in our entire lives. We had like this $3,000 specialized mattress that we got like 5-6 years ago, and we liked it very much, but this one completely outdoes it. It's night and day. And you can get matched with your perfect mattress too. See, Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just like a minute to complete, and it matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for somebody else? With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way that you sleep. I hopped online, took the Helix quiz, and Anna and I were matched with the perfect mattress for us. And it is so easy to set up. Simply take it out of the box, get it positioned on your mattress, take off the plastic, and then give it an hour or two to breathe to reach its full size, and you will not believe how comfortable this thing is. All you got to do is go to helixsleep.com/Campea. Take their 60-second sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. And it's risk-free. They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. Helix even has financing options and flexible payment plans, so a great night's sleep is never far away. And here's the best part. Helix is offering up to $200 off of all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Campea.